Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Reaver Express. I am your host, Matt Robertson, also known as GrapeApe, and I am joined by my outstanding players here for the longest running Dungeon Crawl Classics campaign on Twitch, streaming anywhere in the US, possibly the entire Earth. Um, but we would love to welcome you to our stream so you can enjoy some live action Dungeon Crawl Classics being played. And I'm going to allow them to introduce themselves. Dave, we're going to start with you today. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm not too bad. Not too bad. It's weather's actually reasonable down here. I'm in Melbourne, in Australia, down here for PAX Oz, and having a ball. But I've taken the day off because I don't have any DCC there, at least not this year. So I'd rather be here. Why not?
Nice. Who are you going to be playing this evening?
I'm playing Pasternak, the Elven Sage, who's until recently was the most junior member of the party, but Helen's taken up that mantle now.
All right. Well, we are glad to see Pasternak back in action. Chris, we missed you last week, last 2 weeks, but we're happy to have you back.
I missed
What's
you
going
all
on
as
with you
well.
and who you're going to be playing?
Glad to be back. I am, as usual, playing the role of the other elf in the party, Quarrel. He of the personality 4 and the luck 4 lately. Unless I got some back while I was away, which I'm hoping I did.
Yeah, you would have got quite a bit back, and hopefully one of the other players, maybe Cirrus, because Cirrus keeps track of that the most, because Cirrus is down so many points, and type into the Roll20 chat and let you know possibly how many points you got back. But we're happy to have you back. Mark, how are you doing this evening?
I'm doing all right. I'll be playing Barclay, or cleric of the bunch, who is a bit down on his, I would say down on his luck, but it's not just luck, it's his stamina and his luck that he's down on right now. They have, he's kind of hanging out in a wheelbarrow, but we'll see. I think as a party, we need to just always have a wheelbarrow around, given how somebody usually needs to be on a bear's back or in a wheelbarrow. So otherwise, doing well.
This is true. You guys do travel by alternate means of transportation. Helen, thank you for being here this evening. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing really well, and I was going through my gaming minis the other day, and I came across this old chestnut here, which hopefully shows up on the screen. This is my original Urk mini from a long time ago. He was a half-orc in his first incarnation in Rollmaster, but he was the first character I ever made that I actually role-played. So he has been reincarnated as a human warrior barbarian type for this particular game. And seeing as he does probably have the highest strength of the party and is the most junior member, I suspect he's the one who's pushing the wheelbarrow and carting around whomever needs it at any given moment.
Possibly. Yeah, Eric's kind of guy. I don't think he would mind doing that. So
Not at all.
he probably he's
Friendly
pretty
giant.
helpful. Selling things or helping. Vasici, Lou, how are you doing this evening?
I'm doing fine, and so is Vasici. How the pendulum swings. Last time we started off, he was just a mere puddle of flesh and bones, laying upon whatever poor animal could be summoned to carry him around, and now he's thanks to the good work of Mark's character. He's alive and springing around like a spring fawn. So we're all good.
You guys have got some decent rest at the tower. There was a bed that was healing, 2 points of ability damage and double HP. So you've got some good rest in this wizard's tower that you have cleared out and commandeered. Cirrus, last but not least, how are you doing this evening?
Doing great. I'm not going to be here next game because I am running events at Mepicon, Mid-Eastern Pennsylvania, a gaming convention. I'll link that all in the chat. If anybody wants to attend, I highly recommend it, but I will miss the game in 2 weeks. And I'm here playing Daphne. Daphne is the sorcerer by accident, haphazardly discovering every every poor roll, every corruption that she can find. We're really putting all those corruption rolls to a test to see how corrupted she can be in the end. So we're pushing that game mechanic.
Do you got the list that you can break down for us real quick,
Oh, yes.
Sirius?
Hold on a second. We might go a little bit over time here. I don't know if we have enough time to list it all out, but here we go. So this is what does Daphne look like? Also known as kids don't become a wizard. Daphne's hair is suffused with dark energy, and her hair sticks straight up. It's all shocky with this static electricity effect going through it. The claw on her right hand, it actually counts as a melee weapon, doing 1d6 points of damage. Which, by the way, her touch also does 2 points of cold damage. So she's become quite the melee combatant, as long as she doesn't have to scratch anything, any kind of issues she may have. She unfortunately has a horse-like face, very pulled out, very equine face. She's lost several digits. Here's the list. Little toe on her left foot, index toe on right, ring toe on right, pinky on
Okay,
her
I'm going to
left.
stop you right there. Yeah, you will be here forever. That is quite a character. I'm going to need you to draw it next time and show us a display. But last time, our group conquered the mysterious tower. They released this trap wizard, Frenalox. He'd been trapped in there for who knows how long. They found a djinn. They were talking to that guy for a while. And then they decided to head back to this cave they originally tried to gain entry to, looking for Rita. And once they got here, they found everyone slaughtered. All the guards outside. There was blood trickling down from the stream. They immediately began searching after, paying respect to some of the bodies, kind of putting them all in a pile. It got dark before they could finish that. They went inside. They found everyone dead inside. It looked like there was some kind of community going on here. But men, women, children, everyone inside had been just slaughtered. And very precisely, too, I might add. Precision deaths, quick, no hesitation, very efficient. And so we did find this troll hound that was feasting on one of the bodies. After dispatching that, you guys decided to rest for the evening, and that is where we were going to resume right now. Did we talk about a watch?
Burke would find it natural to have a watch. I think he would naturally bring something like that up and volunteer for a spot on it.
Passing that time, I'm
Anybody?
happy to go second watch.
All right. Do we got a third and a fourth?
Core will take up a third.
All right. And who's got
CG
fourth?
before.
Or are you gonna?
I don't think you want Barclay on watch.
The Thee's got the fourth one.
You can watch. You just
I can
can't.
watch. Yeah.
Daphne's
Can't do
gonna
anything
hang out.
else.
Daphne's going to hang out with Vasici on fourth watch.
Okay. Sounds good. Helen, can you roll me a d6, please?
Right? So it gets a 1.
And that is outstanding. So during your first watch, you definitely hear some movement, some snorting, some growling, some gnashing coming from outside the door, from the cavern to the outside. You're
Okay,
awake.
so
You're
like
in this area. Yeah, outside the way you guys entered. So to the south down there. You hear crunching. You hear snapping, flesh rendering. By your best guess, you're kind of adept at hearing these noises. You come from a very wild frontier. You're pretty sure some of the bodies are being eaten by who knows what.
So the bodies were out there anyway before.
Yeah, let's we'll just pop over to that map real quick so we can take a gander at it.
Yeah, we did pile them all in one spot, but I mean, they were just lying around outside anyway in that rough area. So it's not like
Yeah, and there's
new.
There's still some above the cave as well.
Yeah. But we're well in the cave, correct? Like, we're not near the door.
You're not right by the doors, probably about 100 yards to
Yeah.
go through the cave to get to the area where you're at.
So I think Urk's instinct would be to let them be, to not disturb them, and to just kind of keep an eye on it. And if it feels like they're going to enter the cave, then he would wake up.
These sounds echo through the cave, and you can definitely tell there's activity and movement, probably right outside, the way it's echoing into the chamber. But you don't see anything approaching, and you don't get any further sense that any danger is going to happen throughout the rest of your watch.
He'll definitely wake everyone up if it seems like they're going to enter. But if they're outside, he's just going to let that be.
Yeah, that is what happens. Who's got second watch? That was you, Dave? Or that was
Yep.
Chris?
Correct.
Can you give me a
That was me.
D6 roll? So Helen, does Urk give Pasternak a breakdown?
Yes, he'll let him know what he heard and, just to keep an eye on that.
Well, yeah, I think you got to tell us like Urk, because Urk communicates in a very efficient way.
Well, okay. Outside cave, many beasts, maybe after bodies, but stay outside so Urk no wake people. But keep eye.
Thank you, Word.
As Urk falls asleep, even if Urk means Pasternak stays outside for watch, I don't know. But your watch is uneventful. You don't hear any of the following sounds. Coral, could you give us a D6 roll, please? I think you have third watch, right?
Yes, I got a 2. Can I ask real quick? You said that these bodies had all been killed, I guess precisely, but I'm seeing you found an animal. Did it look like they were all killed by animals, or were they? Can we tell how they were killed?
Ask Pasternak when you wake him up for watch.
I will, Pasternak. What? All these corpses. What do we know? What happened?
They were massacred by people, soldiers, professional soldiers.
This smells like the King's Men to me.
Could be. Could well be.
You would have the same information they have. There are very few bite marks, even though one of these hounds was feasting on a corpse. There look to be, clean cuts, weapons, swords, daggers, some kind of steel.
Oh, and did we find any sign of the woman that we were looking for?
Yeah, I'll let Barclay answer that one.
Barclay would have told you no, that there's no sign, and Barclay feels a little guilty, thinking we may have led them here to the cave last time, but there's no sight of Rita.
Right. So your watch is uneventful as well. And Vasici, you have the last watch. Chris, what is Coral's pass down to Vasici?
Sorry, what?
What do you tell Vasici when he starts his watch? What information do you pass down?
The others said something about animals outside, but I don't hear them anymore. So maybe they got.
He's out there to feed a dozen bears. We'll keep an eye. You get some sleep, eh?
Will do.
And then did Daphne? Did she say she was getting up too?
Oh, yeah, she's up with you. Yes.
All right. So do watch. Who wants to give me a D6 roll? One of the two of you. I guess Lou. You said you were going to jump on watch first.
Lou leveled. He's lucky. Let's go.
And I would allow Lou to use luck on this. The rest of the night goes uneventful. You guys wake up. You have a plethora of rations here. I mean, there's all kinds of oats and eggs and various dead animals that you all have already found. They've kind of been rotting for about 3 or 4 days, so I'm not sure. I mean, Urk might just cook the heck out of that until it's black and crusted and eat it anyway.
If if Urk really hungry, Urk all kind.
You guys wake up, you heal 1 point. Wasn't very comfortable sleeping on the floor over here. If you're down any hit points, Worrell, you would be back up to full. And then you would also heal ability. Lou, you would heal your luck. You guys want to do in the morning?
Urk confused. Who is Rita? Why you look for her? No one know?
Barclay.
Okay, want to feel this
Go ahead.
one?
Go ahead, Basiji.
I think Barclay, he knows Verita far better than any of us, eh?
Rita was for us that started at Fallon. Rita was there, and a very special friend of mine. More than a friend, but that's when things turned strange in Fallon. And after the carnival arrived, Rita disappeared, and we learned of perhaps something that the king had done long ago, and Rita was not really Rita, and others were in danger. That's what started us all on this mission. I'm hoping to find Rita, or at least I'm hoping she's still alive and safe. But in addition to finding her, she knows what had happened, and why the king is chasing and killing people to cover up something about some dark magic that he uncovered. So that's who Rita is.
So I have a different take on who Rita is. For many, many months now, we've been chased by the authorities, framed for murder, fraudulently put on trial, all while trying to investigate some suspicious murders, and she's the last person that's left alive. And she might know why we keep getting the short end of the outhouse stick. And we're hoping she has some answers.
Does that answer your question, Urk?
Urk not know you all criminals. You innocent or guilty?
No.
Pasternak's fine. I don't know about the rest of these people.
The murders we were accused of were not, in particular, murders that we committed. That's about as far as I can go.
Barclay will
Okay,
show
so-
you a list of names that we had found, and saying, like, these names, we think these were on a hit list from the king. You could see Rita's name on here and others. And as we went to another town, suddenly they all started like disappearing, going undercover, and one of them got killed right before our eyes in a different town. So Rita may have answers. I hope she does, but it seems like lots of people are in danger and hiding because of something. We just don't know what it is. There's a tower up north, and now the Kingsmen are chasing us, thinking we're the bad guys.
And right about this time, you guys hear some sounds coming from the mouth of the cave. Kind of like the crunching of stones in the water, as if something is approaching.
I'm gonna go check this out, eh? I'm gonna sneak off to the front of the cave, trying to hide in shadows and be quiet and all that jazz. Thiefy stuff.
Hey, yeah, give me a roll for it.
I'm gonna start with sneak silently.
Ooh.
And then I guess hide in shadows. 20 to 25.
You think, I mean, everybody hears you that you're going down the tunnel, and sitting right up against the back of the wall, you almost fade in with the background. Every 2 or 3 steps you take, you stop and listen, letting your eyes adjust to the darkness before you creep forward silently again, making no noise whatsoever. How far down are you going?
I would like to keep keep moving towards the entrance. Maybe stay within 10 foot of the entrance, so I'm not in the brightest of the light, but able to see outside.
Hey, as you look at the outside silhouette of the cave mouth and the rising daylight coming from inside, you definitely see a shape coming after getting about 20 yards into the cave. You can see what looks to be like a human form coming forward, probably about 30 yards into the cave right now. They are not carrying any light, so they are kind of shrouded in the darkness. What is everyone else doing?
Burke have sword ready.
Barclay and Daphne?
Uh, Barclay rolls a little bit in the barrel. He can't do much. He tries to be quiet. That's all.
So, did we set a campfire for the night? Are we at a campsite for all intents and purposes?
Yes.
Okay. And I know that there is, as far as we're aware, there's a lot of the supplies of these people still around here. Is there a torch nearby?
There are several. Yeah, I think you guys found an entire box of torches. There's several lanterns in the walls.
I want to grab one of the torches, light it. My hope is to have a summoned animal take that light down that way.
Hey, give me a summon animal roll, and let's see. I'm missing somebody. Coral, did I ask what you were doing?
Coral reaches for his mithril longsword and has the horrible memory that it was eaten by rust monsters 2 sessions ago. So he mopes into an elven emo phase here for a few minutes, trying to figure out what to do next.
All right. Well, I like to see these critical spell results on casting a torch-bearing animal. That is what I love to see. So that is going to be a 28 for your torch-bearing creature.
All right, and I'm trying to get that spell result. Hold on a second.
Yeah, I think we can assume that it's probably going to be
I'm thinking
lots of animals,
what?
a flock, or an enormous animal, whichever you would like. So as you're casting, that's going to take a little bit of time. So type into chat what you're summoning and what you want to do with it. Vasici, you've got the next action.
So-
What are your plans?
All right, so this guy's already in the cave. He's walking down the main passage past the cave mouth. You said about, did you see 20 feet? Is that what you said?
He's he's about 30 yards in. You're about
30 yards.
20
Okay.
yards in. So there's about 50 yards between you two.
Okay. And granted, I'm in shadows and he's silhouetted by light. Can I tell anything about him? Is he wearing armor, helmet, anything like that?
He does look to be equipped, wearing armor. He looks to be. He doesn't look to be like bent over, like old. He doesn't look extremely buff or anything. Looks kind of like a normal size.
Hmm. And he's walking normal. He's not like limping or bedraggled or anything like that, right?
He looks like he's trying to walk cautiously.
Okay.
I mean, he's not rushing down the corridor, but he's also not silent. I mean, this guy, whoever he is, he's definitely not a thief, or you would kick him out, right now.
All right. Well, I'm going to try to grab hold of the rim of my dented bronze pot, and I'm gonna hide in the shadows and try to backstab him with the pot, basically like knock him over the head once he gets past me.
Okay, so he continues on, and Sirius, what do we got for our super animal torchbearer?
Okay, grand total of 28 because it's a critical. 25 plus 3. So that's going to be how many hit dice is a horse?
Regular horse would be 1.
All right. I would like 8 horses that will last 1 day.
Done.
And then
Instead of
I'll
putting 8 horses out there, I'm going to put 1 out there and just pretend there's 8. Move it wherever you would like.
sounds good. And I'm going to take one of those horses. I'm not going to name the first one because I'm not going to get attached, but we'll work on names for the other 7 and have him hold this thing in his mouth, kind of just hanging out. And I expect him to kind of
Relay if the horses pass the torch.
go. That's the plan. Have him hanging out, kind of like he's smoking a torch almost, and have him carry it down in the direction of our attention.
He does so. He chomps on the torch in his mouth and begins running down the corridor. Lou, you immediately hear the clomping coming behind you, and your curse because you know this is instantly probably going to give away your position as the torch passes by. Give me another hide in shadows check as you instantly freeze in place. Ooh, the Sichi is hot tonight, boy.
Yeah, I was about to burn some luck, but I think I'll let that stand. We'll see how this guy does here.
Hearing the horse come up behind you, you immediately, you're already kind of crouched down. You just, in one fluid motion, lay as flat as you can, getting a little wet, in the process. But the horse just gallops right by you, and you just look like a jumble of rocks, especially at 50-yard distance. The figure is probably about 30 yards away from you now. He had moved up, and he immediately stops when he hears the clomping as well. The horse begins galloping down. Water splashing to the sides. The glow of the torch illuminating like a roller coaster pulling into a tunnel. Just illuminating the thing and you can see as the torch passes by, comes up to this individual. And Sirius, you wanted him to just run up and drop the torch, is that right?
I kind of want him to run up to whatever it is and
tell me what you originally told the horse to do.
Just basically run up and stand right in front of it with the torch in its mouth so we can see it.
All right. Yeah, so he runs right up to the guy who you can see where you're at now, just barely peeking up with one eye as water is streaming down your face, but you're too trained to even flinch. This is a very young man. He's dressed in leather armor. He's got a sword at the ready. His hand looks like it's trembling a little bit. He's reaching out a tentative hand to the horse, and he's looking behind. He's on guard. He's tense, but seeing nothing down the corridor, he reaches out and he's like, "Where did you come from, boy? I don't recognize you." What does everyone want to do? Everyone back in the cave cannot hear this conversation. Lou, you are barely catching a whisper of it.
Can we see it though?
What?
Did you move down? Yeah, were you planning? I guess move your token where you guys were planning on moving. I didn't see you guys move to the entrance. If you're looking down the corridor, you'll see the horse standing in front of a figure.
I would. I'm going to try to throw my voice a little. I know I don't know ventriloquism or have any spells, but I want to see can I call up the side of the cave so that it echoes down, and maybe get this guy to think the horse is talking to him.
Oh, that is a big ass.
I do that with personality or intelligence, an incredible roll.
Anything can happen. But for him to believe that the voice is coming out of the horse 30 yards away from an untrained ventriloquist, I'm gonna need how lucky I am. Let me think of the DC here first before I say I want you to roll. What's everyone else doing while I'm thinking about this?
Great. Grape, can you clarify where the horse would be at this point?
The horse is 70 yards away. Let's see. He moved in 30. The horse is 50 yards away from you guys. Halfway down the hallway.
So is it this way? I think we're a little bit confused on the direction. To the right or up on the map?
Through to the south, through that dark hole down there. So I'm going to put the horse. The horse went through this hole down there.
Okay.
I'm gonna start
And I need
just
a brighter
slowly
color.
making my way down that direction.
How deep is the water here?
It's, just above your ankles. It's very shallow.
Daphne will be in the water.
Just walked in.
How long has it been since we heard the footsteps?
Probably about a minute.
Okay. Urk is starting to wonder why Lou's not back yet. He's getting a little concerned. And if people and things keep going down there and not coming back, he's probably going to head down there in his less than subtle way.
All right.
So that's
So
what
you can move where you would like to move, Urk. And Barclay, you just kind of look on as everybody has left you in the wheelbarrow for safety purposes.
Oh, Urk will roll Barkley over.
Oh,
No,
too
no,
late, too late.
But Barclay will say, no, Urk, it's okay. Leave me here. I'll be safer here. Like,
Yeah, until a troll cave comes out. But there we go.
All right, Lou, I have a DC in my head. It's tough. This is going to be a big ask. Give me a D20 roll.
D20 roll. Okay, I'm gonna burn. Let's see.
Give me an intelligence roll. Give me an intelligence roll.
Okay, this will not be modified. This will be just straight up. And I'm gonna burn 2 points of luck with my new D6 luck bonuses.
You can wait to burn till after because you might roll a crit and
It's more fun
automatically
this
do
way.
it. All right.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I love the max D6s, but that 6 is not that great. You are unsuccessful, and because you've already burnt luck, you can't burn anymore. So yeah, the DC on that was pretty high. What were you saying? What were you gonna say?
I was trying to imitate the horse, and I would say something like, "My master, is injured. Please come quick. He needs your help."
So a voice calls out immediately as the hand rests on the horse, and he looks down the corridor. Who's there?
And I kind of know the jig is up, right? Yeah. I try to pretend that I'm injured, and I squabble out, crawling out into the water. It is I, Richito. I am a servant. My master. He was injured. There's been some invasive forces that came in. I know not who. Mercenaries, perhaps, to rob us. Please, I think I will be okay, but he will need help.
And let me give him a D20 roll to see if he notices anybody else down at the other end, because you guys are all standing there. There is a little bit of a campfire there. He sees, so he says, "I see you. You're more than just one person, and if you're the soldiers killed everyone, then you're gonna pay. I don't know your name, and you probably don't belong here."
The soldiers have fingers like these. I show him my gnarled little old man hands.
This is like the first time he sees you laying on the ground right there, because you were still hidden, but now he kind of notices you that you're moving, and he begins slowly walking towards you. What does everybody want to do? And Lou, you got a little bit of an echo coming through.
Urk feels insulted. He's being accused of something he didn't do. So his instinct is just to run right up. He's like,
Hey.
So he's holding his sword like this, ready to strike. And he's like, "We no kill people. Maybe you killed these people."
Hey, All right. What's everybody else doing? Urk is rushing down there. This guy is tentatively walking forward, 50 yards away, so 150 feet. It'll take you a couple rounds to get there, Urk.
Sure.
I'm splashing along behind, trying to kind of shout out, "Now, hold your peace, young man. We're not the killers you're looking for."
But we are
Okay,
killers.
Pasternak?
Pasternak will train an arrow on him, and if he does anything aggressive, Pasternak will let him have it.
I love that. We're not the killers you're looking for. We're other killers.
Well, I'm not going to
Barclay?
lie to the kid.
We are not the killers you're looking for.
Barclay, this
Barclay's
is a kind of a loud
not doing anything.
conversation, so you can hear this going on now.
Barclay is confident that they'll handle it. He's perhaps trying to calm down the other 7 horses that are probably hanging out around him.
Hey, Daphne, what about you?
Daphne's going to call out as loud as she can down that way. We're friends of Edrew! Have you seen him? He sent us to vanquish the ghost of the tower nearby.
He sees Urk approaching. He sees Orl approaching. He kind of can make out Pasternak with an arrow. He sees Vasici laying on the ground. Urk is bulging, right? Urk is,
He's a big dude. Lots
strong.
of- and he's got his
So
sword
he
ready.
he was slowly walking toward Vasici, and now you see him beginning to step backwards. The horse is just a few feet behind him, and he ends up turning and running. He's like, Erdrew's dead! He died several days ago! You're liars! And he begins... Okay. Vasici, I'll start with you. You're laying right there. What do you want to do? You're about 30 yards away. You are muted, Luke.
All right, so I'm just inside 100 feet. Her, man, I don't want to kill the guy. I'm going to scramble this round to get my frog tongue sling out and grab a stone from the water here if I can find one.
Could you trip him?
Oh, easily.
He's almost 100 feet away from me. There's no way I'll catch up with him or anything like that. So as soon as I can get that put together, I'm going to try to do subdual damage and whack him in the back of the head.
Give me a throw. Give me an attack roll. While you're rolling that attack roll, I think Urk, you're probably the next one down the cave. What are you doing?
Urk's going to run after the guy, and he's going to try and do something similar. He doesn't want to kill him, but he'll try to smack him with the flat of the sword to knock him down. So his deed would be to knock the guy down as opposed to kill him.
Right. You start sprinting down the cave. You're a distance away. The stone goes flying wide. Pastor Coral, you're right behind Urk.
How many feet away is this guy?
He was 150 feet away from you and Urk. He is 90 feet away from Vasici. Vasici's moved 30 and took a stone attack. He is Urk has moved up 60. So
I'm just gonna.
he's 150 feet away from you.
I'm just gonna sprint and see if I can see how close I can get to him. I'm gonna try and catch up.
All right. You move 30 feet.
That sounds right.
Okay, so you're right behind Urk at 60 feet away right now. Actually, he moved, so you guys are at 120. Quarrel, you've got an arrow trained. What do you want to do?
That's Pasternak.
I mean, Pasternak. Thank you.
Yep, sorry.
How many elves?
I'll shoot him in the leg. I know we all look the same. 20 years.
Right.
I'll loose an arrow into his leg.
What you got? You're gonna be the negative. Wait. Negative, probably -4 because you're doing a called shot.
Okay.
I want to target a guy.
And,
I can't remember. There's a rule for it in the book, but I've never had to use it.
yeah, what's that negative for? Same die, or is he far enough away that I have to drop down and die?
I think your minimum range on the longbow is 150 feet.
Medium range is 140, so
Oh, you're going to be
different
at
now.
long range then. Oh, long range is 210.
Yeah.
Making me check my numbers now.
4. Yeah. So 15 to hit.
15 is going to hit as you fire an arrow. You got a lot of, because you kick it for distance. So you're shooting straight, and it flies through the cave, sailing and whizzing past everyone that's running down. And it thunks right in this guy's calf. And he stumbles and falls. So,
Go
you
get
guys
him.
hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm clear.
All right.
So he falls.
Who's
Who's next?
So he falls and trips. He's next, unless Barclay wants to do something, or Daphne.
Nope.
Can't command the horse?
Daphne? Yeah, Daphne could yell down there and command the horse.
So I don't want to kill this guy. I mean, there's been so much death here recently. I'm just gonna tell my horse to back up from him a little bit and tell him that we really don't want this. We really do not want this to end in violence. There's been enough violence here today. We are sincere in that we're trying to find out what happened to Rita, and we think you're your former leader.
And he is still 90 feet away from Lou, 120 away from Urk and Quarrel. He gets up and snaps the arrow out of his calf, screaming in pain as he does so. Ah! Yeah, that's why you're shooting me! And he begins stumbling forward, but he is only going to make it about 20 feet. So he does not get far. You can see that he has dropped the sword in the water and is stumbling out of the cave. Who wants to go next?
So I'm gonna scramble to my feet here. Man,
You're
I
up.
gotta-
You would have got up last time.
okay. I'm just gonna try to take off running towards the entrance to the cave. Try to get where the action is here. That'll probably be
All right,
everything I can do to get there.
You're moving 30 feet.
30 feet probably won't catch me up, right? Because I'm 90 feet away, so I'm gonna have to make a full move, and even then I'm gonna be short.
Yeah, so you're going to move 60. He already moved 20, so you're about 50 feet away, but you're gaining on him. Urk, what are you doing?
Yep. Urk's going to keep running after him, so I guess another 60 feet running.
Okay, you are 80 away. Quarrel?
Same, trying to close with the guy.
All right. Pasternak, do you want to shoot him again?
No, I'll head down the tunnel towards him. I figured
you
I
guys
can
are
gain on him.
eventually you guys are eventually going to catch him. Vasici is going to catch him first as he's stumbling now. And as Vasici and him are coming out of the front of the cave, daylight is shining down. He's looking back and he's running. Leave me alone! Leave me alone! No! And blood's dripping down his calf. He's stumbling. He's tripping. He's trying to, he's pushing as hard as he can. But you can see he's obviously in pain, Vasici. And as he's looking back, his face, he looks terrified. You're going to catch him first.
Itself, you'll be okay. I promise you this. With my life, my very life, I promise.
You're a liar! You're all chasing me!
We've been through a lot. We did not know if you were part of the brigade that killed people or not.
You mean that slaughtered my family? That killed everyone I know? You're there. You're inside with all my
We were looking
family.
for our friend Reaver.
He knows he's going to get caught. You are just right there. You're trying to bring him down. You're trying to de-escalate. He sees Urk and Quarrel coming up right behind him. He pulls out his dagger, and he's got it to his throat. He says, I'm not going to go without honor. I'll take my own life. I won't give it to you.
Look, son,
His
try
hand
to
is shaking like this.
try to see this from our perspective. If you come upon us surrounded by bodies, you run away, you go to the authorities, you tell them that we killed all those people and we hang for it. We can't let that happen. We've ran into this situation same as you did.
There aren't any authorities here, and I didn't just come to this place. I came home.
Well, we're sorry that this happened. Does it look like we're the ones who killed all these people? I mean, use your brain.
Yes.
Oh, well.
You just shot me. Urk, what do you do?
So Urk is going to try and tackle this guy to prevent him from hurting himself and also to prevent him from getting away. So if Urk is getting really close, he's basically going to drop his sword to the ground and try to like jump on the guy to tackle him.
This isn't going to be too hard because this guy obviously doesn't want to kill himself. But
Yeah.
give me an agility check to see how fast you.
All right.
Because he is wound up. He is wound up tight.
Not bad.
Yeah, you. All right, so give me a strength check now. To
Okay.
well, let me roll my agility check to see if I dive out of the way. Yeah. All right, give me a strength check just to see, make sure you don't snap your ankle. You tackle this guy to the ground and you're grabbing his wrist, and just kind of smacking the dagger out of his hand. And he just kind of goes limp underneath your body. He knows he's defeated. He knows he's captured. Whatever you're going to do anyway. He can't fight it. He's like,
Urk says,
"Don't hurt
yourself.
He's like weeping.
Only want to know what happened here.
All right. So you have caught this guy. I imagine you guys are going to kind of bring him back into the cave. Everybody wants to talk to him. Accurate.
Urk will pick up his sword, the guy's sword, and the guy's dagger.
All right. Done.
Now that we thoroughly
Mark, your camera is going crazy.
Now that we've traumatized
And you are
this
muted
guy
too.
thoroughly, I'm looking forward to talking to him.
Yeah.
Sorry, my camera's gone a bit blurry on me, so.
It's a blur spell.
All right. So we will move back into kind of cave area here. I'll put the horses over here. They will be here all day. Are you going to tie him up?
I think Urk can hold him if you guys would prefer, or we can tie him up, or we can just kind of stand around him.
Yeah, I'm getting unfortunate flashbacks to the last NPC we tried to behave reasonably towards. So let's not tie him up. I mean, we don't want this to get real bad like it did before.
Vasici, you caught him first. I guess who wants to initiate the conversation?
You don't want Urk to do it.
Yeah. So I don't think I'll tie him up, but I mean, I'm just gonna explain to him. Look, we cannot have you leave here until we know who you are, what your intentions are, and I assure you that my friends and our intentions are not to harm you. We are probably two peas in the same pod, eh? Friends killed, mystery left of who did this and why. Yeah.
You've already hurt me. It's hard to say you're not going to hurt me when you already have.
I know not your friend who is in this cave, but if they're in this cave, I have my assumption that they would do the very same under our circumstances. Well, the folks of this retreat are not exactly, shall you say, able to live an outward life and be trusting of those who approach. Huh?
We'll never know because my family's all dead.
Again, if your family was in that cave, I assumed that they were wanted by someone, somehow, somewhere, and they would have been very suspicious and not wanted someone to run off and report where their whereabouts were. Am I correct on this, eh?
At this, and see, he doesn't even let you finish. At this mention, his face kind of flares reddish a little bit. And he's like, not everyone who lived here was a criminal. And he gets very defensive about that.
I never said criminal, I said wanted. Many of us are wanted by individuals unjustly.
Did you see the women? Did you see the children inside? Did you see my little brother? And
Myself
starts
to look for
crying.
bodies.
It was terrible what happened to those children.
Barclay will say, if you think we killed all these others, why wouldn't we just kill you? In fact, I know we've hurt you, but I can maybe heal you to show, like, we really don't mean you harm.
He doesn't believe you.
I think my shot to your leg demonstrated that if I wanted you dead, you would be dead. But we couldn't have you flee and bring anyone.
Come over here. I
Whatever.
am a healer. Maybe I
Whatever
can
you say, I believe you.
let
Can I go
me
now?
let me heal up your leg first. Can I do that for you? Can I try?
He does not trust you. Will not come over there unless forced to come over there. But he sees that you're in a wheelbarrow, and he's like, he sees Daphne standing next to you, and how horrible Daphne's visage looks, and that she kind of stinks. And he's like, "No, I'm fine.
We
Want whatever
find any
magic you have."
evidence in the cave of the people who did this, like a dead soldier or anything like that? Like, didn't the people in the
That's
cave
the
fight back?
thing. You guys made some rolls to see if you could find a piece of a banner or a standard, and you found nothing. So you found no evidence of any soldiers. Uh, yeah, it's
I asked the kid,
Only
had
the
you
individuals
heard
were
any?
professional.
Had you heard rumors of anyone who might be after you? Who, like, we're trying to find out who did this. We want to get revenge the same as you do. Do you have any leads? Was there talk in the camp of an attack?
matter. I know you work for the king. Just
Yeah.
do whatever you're gonna do.
The king would like us killed on sight. I don't know if you believe that, but that's the truth.
I don't know, King.
Do we look like the type that the king would hire? And Barclay's kind of inadvertently looking at Daphne.
And Daphne's going to take her claw hand and use her claw hand to gesture to her horse face and crazy hair. And she's going to give him a big horse smile.
I don't know what she looks like. I don't know who the king hires. I don't know. I just know that they came in and killed everyone. I saw it. I saw the whole army come in and slaughter everyone who was on guard.
So I take it you were outside the cave at the time.
Yes.
Perhaps you saw from which direction this army marched, eh?
No, I came back when they were talking to Edru in the valley. Not Edru. Take that back. Hold on. Because Edru was dead. I came back when they were talking to Hamid.
Do we know who that is?
You do not. The only name you know from the people here are Edru.
Do
Who
you know
Hubbard?
why they came? What did they want? Like, what were they asking of him? Were they arguing with him? Demanding something?
After Edru died, Umlin took over. There was a battle for power. There was a fight. Everyone broke out. Family. I mean, we were all one group. And then everyone was just every man or woman for themselves. Lin won and took over leadership. And he knew that you guys coming that you wanted someone here. So he tried to make a deal with the soldier. He invited them here.
How did Edru die?
Just fell and died. I don't know. He was alive 1 minute and then just fell dead. I think Humlin poisoned him or something.
Wait, you said he made a deal with the soldiers to turn over people?
Knew you were looking for someone. He knew the soldiers were looking for you. Put two and two together and figured whoever you were looking for was here. So he beat, tortured, and punished everyone. Well, he had an idea of who it was. This woman, she didn't want to see anyone else get hurt. She stepped forward. Then he tried to make a deal for her and two others. Soldiers didn't make any deal. They just killed everyone. I don't know what happened to the woman or her two friends.
Then join us in avenging this. We
No.
do. And where will you go?
This is my home.
Urk think we let him go. Give him supplies.
If this is your home, then you shouldn't leave. If you want to stay here, we won't harm you. If you want to leave, I look into the rest. I don't do. We have no gripe with you. The king's men, and who did this? I have a personal gripe with them.
I think we should let him go. We
Yeah.
don't have a right
I
to
think we
hold
should
him
leave
at
him.
this point.
We feared you'd turn us in for a crime we didn't commit, but you looks like you know very well what happened here. We're sorry that we played any role in it at all. This wasn't the way we wanted things to go.
Thank you. Just leave me alone. If I'm free to go, then I'm gonna go. He begins to get up, looking at the ground, and trying to head north past Quor.
Urk has like a bandage in his pack, so he kind of pulls out a clean strip of cloth and hands it to him for his leg.
Give me a personality roll, Urk.
Oh yeah, that's be good.
Here, have a bandage.
It's not bad. He
Bad.
reaches out, his hands still shaking. He kind of wipes his face off. Looks like he's kind of cried out. He says, "Thank you." Keep going to the north. It'll lead to where the leader's house is.
Urk headed north anyway.
Humlin was last up there. That was the most defensible spot. And he will begin to wander off. And he says, before he leaves, he says, "My name's Trexon."
I'm sorry. Rexel?
Trexon.
He
T-R-E.
As he's writing it on the list.
Yeah, I will
Number
type it into the
93.
chat.
I'm sorry. He's got to get the spelling right. Trexel?
He's on his token.
And I put the new leader's name in there as well.
Does he?
But you haven't met him yet, so.
Yeah, I
Is-
can't. If I haven't met him, I can't put him on.
Is Trexon actually going that direction? Because that's not the entrance to the cave, as far as Urk knows.
He is going that direction. He's not leaving the cave. This is his home. So.
Oh, okay, okay, that's
Looks like he's going somewhere to the north.
all right.
You want our help to lay these people to rest? It's a difficult task for one person.
No. Love them or hate them, they're my family. Even the ones who betrayed, lied, and steal. Everyone wasn't bad here. If you want to help, remove anyone with a tattoo. He lifts up. He. Well, are you following? He's talking to Coral, so he's like he's kind of looking at you, Coral, and he's standing next to this guy right here. And so he kind of distinguishes a little bit. He's like, this was a thriving community, and even though it was run by men who weren't always trustworthy, Edrew kept a tight ship, and he was fairly honest for the most part. So there are shopkeeper and merchants and families, like whatever this guy is. This guy right here. He says, Goodman said, but if they have a comet tattoo on their arm, then they aren't worth my time, and you can do with what you like. With them, what you like.
What did that tattoo mean? Whose gang was that?
It's the cult of the comet. I don't know. I wasn't part of it. As far as I know, we're searching for something. Leader, new life. The show you a little handout right here. You can see it's kind of like a celestial body falling out of the sky, flames.
I'll make sure and let the others know about this when I can.
And he ends up crossing the river. What do you guys want to do now?
Did we help the kid clear this place out? I mean, did you guys go through any of these bodies looking for clues and goodies and stuff?
We haven't done that much looting. Sorry, we haven't done that much scavenging.
Research.
Yeah, but we know there's a lot of mundane supplies and stuff in here. The biggest problem really would have been trying to get some of the stuff back, but we just solved it with the at least if we want to try to get back to the tower, we have 8 horses that'll last the day now.
Urk, if he hears about it, will start moving the bodies with comets on them toward the cave mouth, because Tristan said he wanted them moved out.
Barclay, Pasternak, what are y'all doing?
Yeah, Pasternak will help clear the bodies.
All right, I've made Trex's token like a little light blue with a heart. That doesn't mean he's cast the magic or anything. That's just to distinguish him from the other tokens that look just like it.
Barclay will see if somebody can help him go outside and find a location that he needs some time with Carpessa. But I assume he can't walk very far on his own, and he needs to be helped everywhere he goes.
Is your stamina down? Is your stamina unrecoverable? What is your current stamina?
My current stamina is 2.
And that is from dying?
Yes. It's permanent loss. I was at 3, and then I got attacked by that thing. I came back. I'm down at 2. I lost a bunch of hit points because of that. So my strength is 9, but I don't know if my stamina is 2, if that means I can walk on my own, or if I just like clumber around, or
Daphne can
Yeah,
assist
your
you
bus-
get on a horse, and then she'll ride with you wherever you want to go.
Okay.
Because her strength is 4.
So
Urk can lift Barclay onto a horse if that's what's necessary.
Yeah. So Barclay will want to take some of the funds from the party loot, not just some, but a big chunk, and say, I think, I need to get out of this cave and maybe find a place. There might be like an old, juniper tree I thought up growing out of the rocks that I can just spend some time meditating and communing with Carpessa. See if I'm going to go on or not. I don't know if she can help me or if she will. And he wants to take 20 platinum, 20 gold, head up to a place that's either an old tree or some blossoming or berry area, and have some time to meditate there and commune with Carpessa.
Done. And Daphne has put you on a horse. Daphne, are you going with or are you staying?
I'll go with if I'm not going to cramp Barclay's style and assist. I mean, Carpessa's come in pretty handy, and we owe a lot to Carpessa, so she'll go along to assist however she can.
Hey, Chris, what is Coral doing?
Coral
You said you were
will
moving
help.
bodies, right?
Yeah, he will help Urk and get the bodies out. And Coral's very interested in going through the pockets and personal possessions of these guys, both for funds and for any clues or papers or writings or anything like that they might have on them.
Hey, and Vasici, what are you doing?
I'll probably move one of those. It looks like they got some like wooden carts here. I'll probably try to move one down into the waterway there, and then as people pile bodies on it, I'll use the buoyancy of the wood to try to float them, and move it, towards the front there.
Smart guy.
He is going to start collecting all the regular people. You guys are going to start collecting anybody with comets on their arms. Coral, as you're going through and checking, they each have, like a little pouch with some funds in it, coppers, silvers, golds. 20 for, you can probably roll like 20 d20 of each of those. They each have, like standard equipment, usually like leather armor, some just padded. Maybe once in a while you'll find a hide. Nothing better than hide. You will find swords, daggers, spears, any kind of normal weaponry, flails. Nothing fancy, no two-handed swords, no battle axes. This was all kind of swords and daggers. And after about, we'll say 3 hours, yes, 211 copper, 200 silver, and 20 gold. 173 gold. That's better.
I'll put this stuff on the loot sheet. This
Yes.
troll thing, this troll dog thing, can I harvest components from that?
Give me what kind of components do you want to try to harvest?
Well, is it first off, is
Yes,
it an
you
animal
can.
that can be summoned with an animal summoning spell?
No.
Okay, then never mind.
It's not a mundane animal. I mean, if on a big enough check, let's see. I guess I need to evaluate that. You would have to get a success high enough to equal its hit dice, and it's not a mundane animal, so I'd have to read the spell again.
Okay. That's fine.
Does it specify mundane animal?
I think so. I think the spell does, yeah.
Yeah. So this that creature is kind of a more specialized creature. Barclay, your Daphne goes up there, gives you space. Tell us what's happening up on by this.
So we go up there, I imagine, like trying to find like an old juniper tree that's, growing out of the side of a rock, still with some berries, and get off the horse, and Barclay will start picking the berries and making a bit of a tea with it, and saying, Daphne, I appreciate you coming with me. I don't know if Carpessa will help restore me, but she always liked you, so maybe she'll do. And so he'll be making tea, doing some meditating. He's gonna take the 20 platinum pieces and 20 gold pieces, kind of bury it down in the roots of this old juniper tree, meditate there for a while, and call out to Carpessa in prayer and say, I make this offering, and I leave my will in your hands. If you can help restore me, I will go on and do your bidding and hopefully bring some justice to what happened here. If not, I understand. I have asked much of you already. I will leave this in your hands.
And you are ritual casting?
If I can, of offering, offering up this sacrifice of coin, meditating, trying to find a location that is really of significance with Carpessa, taking time. If it takes, I probably can't take the whole day because I know Daphne is here, but yes. Ritual casting
The
of restore vitality.
what was I going to ask? You don't have any current disapproval going on, right?
No, if we just got up, it would have reset. And I haven't cast anything today.
No long-term effects, though, right? We got rid of
No.
all those.
All that's been gone, yeah.
Okay. What you're going to cast is return vitality, and why is it not coming up? Okay. When a cleric does utilize Spellburn, it invariably involves ritualized behavior associated with the rites of his deity. So there is also that we didn't mention under page 108. So in this particular instance, I'm also going to allow you to Spellburn if you would like to.
Yeah, I would if I can.
You, let's see. I'm going to let you Spellburn. See, it doesn't make sense to Spellburn your personality because then that would lower your casting. Kind of defeat the point. So I am going to let you Spellburn your physical attribute.
Okay.
Like
strength or agility.
Way of dedication. Yeah, strength, agility, or stamina. Stamina would kill you, but
well, not stamina. That'd be that would kill me. Okay, and the offering of gold is I think it's roughly 2,020 of gold, which should be a +3. If it's the same, and then I don't know if there's anything for location, but I will. Let's see. What do I want to burn?
let me check your math. 1 platinum piece is 100 gold pieces. 20. That's 2. Yeah, you are correct. That is going to be a +3.
+3, and then I have a +3 for my level. I don't have any personality bonus, just that casting, and I need to get I'm gonna burn a lot of this. I can burn from both or just from one category?
You can burn from both. So you tell me how much you would like to burn. Also, Coral, I told you couldn't harvest any pieces. But the bit of information that you did not know is that as they defeated this trollhound, the tissue almost began to regenerate. So you saw the tissue begin to repair itself, but the damage was too great for it to regenerate. You believe, I mean, you don't think you can summon this creature, but you could harvest it for spell ingredients, possibly. In that case, just give me like an intelligence check to see, what kind of pieces you get and how well you get them.
Okay. It's a 17.
You take a nice chunk of the fatty part of the tongue. Cut out the eyeballs very delicately; they don't pop. Cut the beast's heart out. Wrap it in oilcloth, preserve it. Yeah, so you've got, let's say, 3D4 pieces of this meat that are serviceable for as components. And so this would help with any kind of regenerative spell like mending that can repair something. It's as far as your creativity goes. If you can relate it to something reforming or rebuilding itself, and it's a spell in your arsenal, and yeah, just tell me you're using phone. What do you got, Mark?
All right, I'm gonna burn 10 total out of strength and agility. That will bring them both down to 4. But give me a +10 on the burning, and +3 is a +16 if I can't make a 20 with this. And my reroll ring, boy, she really doesn't want me to go. And that's it for Barclay. So,
All right. Yeah, that would be retirement for sure.
that would be retirement.
You begin
if
chanting.
Yep.
You begin praying. You're burying this offering, this sacrifice underneath the juniper tree, and your hands begin radiating heat as you're praying, and you begin going into a trance, and you're rocking back and forth. And Daphne's trying to give you privacy and not look, but every once in a while she kind of peeks over. Daphne, you see a glow coming out of the ground as Barclay's hands are kind of digging fingers first into the ground, kind of one right after the other, kind of like punching them, but with his fingers, and pushing these coins underneath the roots. The heat radiating off of your hands is beginning to melt the gold, unbeknownst to you, melt the platinum. You just feel intense heat, and you're kind of in a trance-like state, and you don't even know what's happening. During the second hour, this amalgamation is formed underneath these roots, and it's almost melting and forming on the roots of the juniper tree as like a protection. And pass me your spell, please.
Right, here we go.
Heal.
Wow, I rolled a 2. Oh my god.
Wow.
But I do have the reroll ring. So
What does for our viewers who are watching for the first time, where did you get this item and what does it do?
boy, I'm not even sure when. That must have been at the very beginning when we were in the carnival. That
It was the Carnival of the Damned, yeah.
Carnival of the Damned is where it all started, and we got lots of interesting things. Barclay got his mole mallet there, what he carries around still, and had a ring that allows him to once a day re-roll one once. So in this case, I'm gonna have to use it because that 18 just not gonna do it. And
before you roll,
yeah,
Daphne hears you crying out, and you're like, ah! And Daphne, he looks like he's in pain. His hands are, plunging underneath the earth, digging into these roots. He's, leaning forward and rocking back. His hands are all bloody. His arms are bloody. He looks withered and in some kind of trance-like state and meditative. Do you do anything?
I don't know if this is part of the process. So I'm gonna. Barclay, are you okay? You all right?
I don't think Barclay even can understand that you're there anymore. He's so into what he's doing right now.
Luckily, your whispering does not interrupt the ritual. As another hour passes, and Barclay's hands, his fingers look broken, his arms look like raw meat. Barclay, give me the roll again, please.
All right, this is it.
Can I spell burn anything?
Oh, there we go.
No.
That's what I needed. So that is a 30 on restore vitality.
There we go.
So that is going to, let me just copy this here. And I'll put it in chat.
Daphne, is your concern gross? You see Barclay reach his hands out to the sky, just bloody stumps, and he's Carpessa! And he collapses
and
to the ground.
is Daphne still down on any ability scores?
Yeah, why?
The cleric may designate up to 4 targets within 30 feet of range. For all targets, the cleric restores
Daphne.
ability scores drained, even if it's permanent in nature, and heals 4d6 plus caster level lost hit points. So
Yeah,
Carpessa does like Daphne.
Right
this will
place,
call,
right time.
yeah.
Give me a 3d4 plus your level. So, I mean, yeah, you guys will be back to full hit points. Boy, Daphne, good thing you came out here.
Yeah.
3d4 plus 3 is 11.
Each of you has 11 points spread around as you see fit.
Okay.
So I assume.
And I think that, so I think where I ended up, I have to go back, I think my stamina was, originally like a 9 or something like that. So I'm just restoring up to what the original was and then sprinkling the rest around a little bit, I assume.
Yes, except in this instance, I'm going to let you gain 1 permanent point of stamina. If you would like to. So you can raise that stat up beyond to the normal of 9 and beyond to 10 in this case.
Yes, I definitely could use
Daphne, you as well. If you can get any one stat back up to where it originally started, you can also gain 1 permanent point of stat gain. Only 1 stat though.
Yeah, everything's going to get back up. And getting points back from the stamina I thought I permanently lost. This is great.
All right, what is your scores at, Daphne? How are you doing? You ready to go on a spell burning spending spree?
Daphne, don't spend it all at once. Like, go
Y'all
easy
know
on
each
it.
other. So right now she's back up to her 6 strength. She's back up to her 14 agility because that squares me with all the damage for my lost digits. Matt, would you say that returns the digits as well?
It does return the digits. Yes.
Oh my gosh, I've got all my digits back.
Oh no.
Oh.
Wow. Fingers start growing out.
Where I still had fingers.
So you see Barclay. You see Barclay collapse there, and Barclay's hands were bloody stumps a minute ago. Barclay's still unconscious, but Barclay does not look injured anymore. The ground underneath the juniper tree looks almost glowing for an instant. Daphne, you're really the only one that sees this because Barclay has passed out. And you have a momentary vision of another huge tree in the center of a abandoned, desolate crater. And this tree is life-giving and all-powerful. And inside where this tree is growing, there's almost like an oasis. This tree is being beset by evil on all sides. And then this vision is gone. But you think you saw that for a moment in the glow of the ground of the juniper tree. And also, the tree is just kind of sparkling and glistening and blooming in the light. Almost as if you get that glitter in your truck, that's what the bark looks like. Let's go on inside. We've enough with you guys. So Daphne, are you going to take a permanent point on any one of these stats?
Oh yeah, I'm taking a permanent +1 stamina. Everything's back up to full, and I'll take an additional +1 stamina. Yeah, y'all know I'll use it.
I look forward to you spell burning in the future. After about 3 hours, you guys have cleared all the bodies without. Coral, you've amassed quite a collection of weapons and gold. Trexon has been kind of over on the right hand side. He's been kind of clearing bodies. You guys have passed by him. He looks bummed out. He looks, sad. But he's been working, kind of positioning these bodies over in this larger area right here. And after he gets them all there, and you guys get that initial group and clear out this way, he approaches Coral. And I'm imagining you guys kind of talking across from each other over here, Coral, as you're catching a body. And he says, "What did you say your name was?"
I'm Quarrel.
You're not the one that shot me, are you?
No, unfortunately, I'm not that good of shot. If I had loosed an arrow, it probably would have landed in your head. That would be my companion Pasternak.
I'm gonna burn these bodies, but I need to get to where Umlin was. Should be some potions there, healing potions. There's also a potion of fire. I could use it to incinerate these bodies and turn
You
them into
say
ash.
Humlin's... Where is Humlin?
He's through there, and he points to the south. This little channel that's closed up.
Some sort of a secret passage back there?
To the north. Yeah, no, to the north. And so that's where the river kind of continues, and it looks like there's a clog of bodies there. Need to get through there, but I don't know what's in there. I mean, there's centipede-like creatures in the caves. We've had to fight them every now and then. I mean, the bodies are stacked up right there, and you guys didn't give me my weapons back, so I was wondering.
How far down there would you say it is?
Bert would have given him his weapons back when we released him.
All right. So he says, "Do you think you could help me clear it out?" And so it's right down here. If you can look to the north, Coral, of where you're at.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 feet.
does he know how far beyond that is the, I assume, room that he's looking for?
Yeah, he says probably about another 150 yards past that. So another
Okay.
kind of cave-like corridor, and then it opens up.
Yeah, let me gather the
water
others. We can help you. And I'll head back down
Water gets
and let the others know. Our friend wants to get access to a room further north in the cave. He says there's some potions there, and he says that there's some centipede creatures that might block the way. I don't know. I think we could do worse than help the guy out.
Okay.
Sorry, Matt. In the process of moving bodies, would Pasternak have been able to rescue a set of leather armor?
just regular leather armor. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, that'd be great. Thank you.
I mean, more than one set. You probably got about 14 sets.
That's okay. I can only wear the one.
You guys are supply rich right now. You're gonna do it though. Yeah. So any supplies that you have in the book, you would have access to. A plethora of them. After about this conversation goes on, you settle in for lunch before you embark on this next part of the day. Barclay and Daphne come strolling in. What do you guys say, Barclay and Daphne? All of you are kind of astonished because one, Barclay's walking, and two, Daphne isn't, kind of like jauntily gating all crazy.
Get this! Get this! Get this! I've got 5 digits! I've got all 7 parts of my hand I should have! High five!
Way
I
to
think
go, magic lady.
Barclay will say, Carpessa has put her grace on me. There's more I'm here to do, and I think Daphne coming along. I don't know. Carpessa likes Daphne, but yeah, I'm feeling much better now. And looking forward to what comes next. Hopefully, we can find what caused this terrible mess here.
Anybody got any questions?
If there's a moment, Urk will take Barkley aside. And there was something he wanted to say earlier, but Trexton appeared, and things kind of went south. Because everyone was telling Urk about Rita. So Urk will say to Barkley, Urk, no, what is to lose mate? Urk promised to help you find your mate, Rita.
Oh, thank you, Urk. I hope she's still okay, and I hope it doesn't get us killed trying to find her. It may be foolish.
No is worth it for one's mate.
Uh, you do you have a mate that is left behind?
No, she died.
I'm so
She
sorry.
killed my tiger.
She killed your tiger.
No, tiger kill her.
Oh.
That one. And he pulls out
Um,
the big bone club.
Well, you can. I would greatly appreciate your assistance if we can find Rita. Thank you.
Hey, we'll help.
Hey, so you guys sit down and eat some lunch, and then you get ready to do this, and that's where we're going to take a break. We're going to be right back. We've got a giveaway today, but I did not pull our giveaway yet. But go ahead and enter any emote into the chat to be entered into the drawing. We're going to give away a free something. We'll find out when we get back, and we'll see you guys in about 10 minutes. Welcome back, everybody, and thanks for joining us on the Reaver Express. My name is Matt, also known as GrapeApe, and I'm joined by the owner of the chicken, my wonderful players here. But if we have a giveaway every stream, and I'm sure you guys want to know what the giveaway is. We're giving away this copy of Tales of the Magician's Skull, number 7. And so this is full of short stories, sword and sorcery type of content. It's kind of like a big, thick, awesome combination between Dungeon and Dragon magazine, but just with stories and awesome art. But you can also get a subscription for this, a 4 subscription thing. But these are awesome sword and sorcery stories. We're giving that away. Enter any emoji into the chat, and we'll draw that in a few minutes. All right, let's get back to it. You guys have just broke for lunch. You've kind of agreed to help this guy out. What are we doing?
One quick thing before we go up there, and if this is possible to do now, if it's not, that's okay. But if we still have those mithril converter things, I would like to
You do, yeah, you should.
I'd like to get a two-handed sword from the mix and convert it to a mithril two-handed sword, if that's possible.
Now, I did say that there weren't any specialized weapons like battle axes, no two-handed swords in this cave. So if you have one already, you can definitely do that.
Did we
Do
sell?
you have one already?
It looks like we maybe sold the stuff in the spreadsheet. Did that happen in last time we were in town? I'm seeing like sold in the sold for column. I'm seeing some numbers here.
So that is probably the last time we were through town because we haven't been somewhere that we could actually sell things since the tower.
Okay.
Since before the tower.
If it has
Alright, I
a
will hold
number,
off on that.
though, you might have sold it.
Okay.
Yep.
I will hold off and wait for a more opportune time on that and wait for a more opportune time on that particular thing then. So let's I guess let's go up the tunnel and fall and help this guy out.
Okay, Trexon has a cart to carry out the bodies, and he is waiting for y'all over at the mouth of the cave. As you come up to it, there is a cluster of bodies that seem to be entangled, and the water is definitely kind of pushing up on them. All these bodies look very bloated, which is also kind of anchored and set them in place. And you just think they're kind of one body got stuck on a stump, and then the other ones, maybe float into it or whatever. Yeah, there's quite a few here. 4 or 5 all grouped up in a big bloated pile.
Do they have the torch tattoo or the comet tattoos or not?
One of them does, yeah.
Well, Urk will start trying to, as respectfully as he can, remove them. Like, not tearing off limbs or anything.
Okay. Sichi, I see you moved up. What are you doing? And you guys go ahead wherever you want it to be.
Yeah, I will. I'm just gonna kind of ready the frog sling there. Got an uneasy feeling.
Hey, it is ready. What about Passion?
Pentacle will draw his sword. And stand ready in case something comes through.
Trix looks at you. Trexon looks at you and he's like, why is your answer to every situation always violence?
It's effective.
Every situation, yeah. My answer to every situation is defense.
They're just dead bodies. Don't need them hacked into pieces. A little smart with you, Pastor Mac.
Yeah, he's earned it. He's earned it.
Daphne, what are you doing?
Daphne's got a bunch of extra torches from the miscellaneous supplies in her pack. And we've got the horses coming down as well, but only one of the horses is going to be right with us. The rest of the horses will kind of be back a little bit further. And I'm going to see if I can get the horse to hold a light for us again, kind of like how I did before with a lit torch. And we can send one of the
horse doesn't really like it. I mean, it'll hold it, but maybe not for a long time. The light is right by its big eyeball, and I mean, it's not something it enjoys, but it'll do it.
Lanterns, right?
There are lanterns, yes.
A lantern might be something that kind of would hang from its mouth a little bit. Can I get a lantern like that? Something more comfortable for the horse?
Yeah, absolutely. Like a little bridal lantern. Oh,
great.
somebody needs to make that an item.
Even though he's an imaginary animal, I do care for his safety here and comfort. So we'll light that. We'll have this horse that can light our way, and Daphne will have the torch that she just lit in her hand.
Vasici and Urk, you guys clear out the first body, and Trexon kind of puts it in the cart. Second body comes along. Third body comes along, and Trexon begins to take the cart. And he says, I'm going to go stack these with the others. Last one, I don't care what you do with it. He was an
That's
bastard.
Comet 2 guy.
That is the Comet, armed guy.
I guess we can take it down where the others cleared.
And the way has been opened. Urk, are you gonna carry it down to the other entrance?
Yeah, Urk will carry it back down to the other area.
Hey, what's the way is opened? Is anybody else going down?
Yeah, Pasternak will.
Yeah, Vesicci will hold a torch and go down now.
All right, with Vasici and Pasternak in the lead, Daphne and Barclay, you guys can follow what you like. Oral, somewhere in the middle, maybe. Urk takes the body back down. You guys take a little peek inside. How far are you going to go down? This is about 150 feet. It looks dark on the other end. The cave looks dark.
I say, be careful and be sure to watch the ceilings. The lad talked of giant centipedes. We don't want to get ambushed in here.
I'll make sure I'm holding the torch up pretty high.
Urk
Hey,
eats.
give me an intelligence check. Whoever the two that are in front, Vasici and Pasternak. A D24. As they're on the lookout, you're aware. Pasternak, you got an intelligence check for me?
Yep, sorry. And that was on a. Sorry, I didn't catch the die size. Was it
D24?
D20 or D24?
D24.
So it was a 15.
All right. You do both see these long, multi-legged, spindly forms, two of them pressed flat up against the ceiling. They look to be at least 8 to 10 feet in length. Their bodies are segmented. They have a very sharp looking stinger on the back of their tail. And the last 2 feet of the segment actually doesn't have any tail. I mean, it doesn't have any legs on it. And they look very, very short, almost like they're non-functional legs. That it's more like a tail that whips around. They also have two, segmented, nasty little antennae coming forward, two beady black eyes, and mandibles with two kind of horned spikes that just shove food into these little mouth mandibles. About, we'll say, 20 feet in front of you. Move you guys over to another map. If you have not entered an emoji for our drawing, go ahead and do that. We'll be giving away Magician episode 7 tonight. All right, so I have positioned y'all at the bottom. Let's see. So Sichi and Pasternak up here in front. Let me put our creatures. Did I move you guys? Yeah, I did. All right, so you can see these things. They're a little ways down. Both of them are just compressed against the ceiling. What do you guys want to do? Sichi, Pasternak, you guys are the ones that see him.
Yeah. Hard to do this with the torch. I'm gonna try to use like the sling in the same hand as my torch and try to fire a rock at one of them.
Okay. Pasternak, plans?
I'll let the others know these things are behind us, and I'll move up. About there, so I'm out of the line of fire.
All right,
Wait for them to come and
Vasici,
get me.
fire away. That sling is going to sail through the air and crack one of them right in the mandibles. And it drops down into the water, as well as the other one, immediately. They both disappear with a splash. Let's roll initiative. Oh, my initiative is horrible lately when I'm fighting you guys. I have not gotten a good initiative roll in forever.
None of us did.
That's usually my
Yeah,
MO.
you guys are struggling.
Barkley got 0.
Barclay rolled a 0.
Cirrus got a
that.
2. All right, well, maybe my initiative's not that bad. I'm actually going third.
Yeah, kind of one-eyed man in the
Wow.
Kingdom of the Blind kind of scenario going on.
Pasternak, you have moved up. Both of these creatures have disappeared under the water. So you know the general splash area of where they went, but you do not see them.
I'll move forward and running my sword tip back and forth, trying to feel ahead.
Your sword hits something.
I'll give it a stab.
Okay. As soon as you make contact under the water, you think this is it, and you thrust downward quickly. Give me an attack roll. There's going to be a -2 on this. This is some pretty good cover here. But you can just roll it, and we can apply the -2 to whatever you roll.
An AC 14.
So
Hold on.
is
That's
that
with
with
the
the
-2.
-2? All
That
right,
is
you
with the
added it on
-2,
there.
yeah.
A 14 is going to hit. As you cut into this creature, you see a thrashing as the water begins to froth up at your feet. And you see some red blood rise to the top, and you know that you've hit something. Coral,
I'll
it
keep
is going
my
to be your turn next. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Dave.
sorry. I'll keep my sword point down, so I can tell if it's moving. Still,
It's definitely moving. It's thrashing.
okay.
Coral, you're up.
Do I have a target?
You have a thrashing puddle of water right in front of Pasternak. You can try to shoot it. It would be -2.
I'm thinking about a magic missile.
Yeah, that would
Which-
hit.
okay.
I mean, they fly and unerringly hit. Does it say you need to see the target? Because you can't see it. It's underwater.
Heck, the caster hurls a magical missile that automatically hits an enemy. Oh, sorry, he must have line of sight to the target. Yes, that is a requirement. So if I don't have that, then I will not try that.
Okay.
I'm
You
gonna
cannot see the target.
Okay, I'm gonna try to summon a choking cloud and push it forward under the water here and see what that does.
All right.
15. We've got up to a D4 small individual clouds of toxic gas within 50 feet. Let me paste this into the chat. I guess I'll roll a D4 here. 3 clouds. Each one of these gives a -1 penalty to rolls. They follow their targets. So I'll just kind of send these up here into the water below the surface in front of me.
Oh, boy, you're gonna make me pull out my science. I don't know if we have any chemists in the audience, but does a cloud work underwater?
If necessary, I'll just have
I
it
have no.
If it's
hovering.
acidic, then it would dissolve into the water, right?
I have no idea.
Right.
I really honestly have no clue. We'll say it does dissolve into the water or something.
Okay. How
But
about
you want the 4
them,
individual cloud.
I'll float them on the surface.
Okay. Yeah, I really have no clue on that one. Oh, how long are they going to last?
That is a good question. For for a D4 rounds. I'll go ahead and roll that.
Right. A D4.
One round. All right. Not particularly effective, but there you go.
Something. I mean, if they stick their head up to bite Pasternak,
Sure.
it would take effect. And as a matter of fact, the one that's thrashing right in front of Pasternak does indeed stick its head up and try to sink its mandibles right into his leg. On roll 20, don't be lagging on me now. We've got and it's a -1 in the cloud, is it?
That's correct.
This is going to be an 11 to hit, Pasternak.
That's a miss.
Okay, how
Leads you
about
to
the
the leather armor.
tail? How about the tail that comes shooting out right behind the bite? The tail kind of explodes out of the water as the head comes out and tries to bite at you. Your focus is on that. You deflect it with your sword. Unfortunately, that opens you up for the tail to strike you right in the shoulder. Ah! Give me a fort save, please.
For everyone, this is Tommy. A 16.
That is a very nice save. And being, seeing it coming, luckily it just kind of, the poison didn't get injected into your body and it's kind of dripping down your shoulder. But it looks very potent and it's burning your skin as it goes down. The thrashing from the other one, there's actually no thrashing from the other one. As the other one maneuvers underwater, and Vasici, you barely get a sense that the water is fluctuating, and only because of your thiefly ways, before this one explodes out of the water right in front of you, its head trying to bite into your arm. 22
That'll hit.
hit, Vasici. Can you give me a fort save, please?
Yeah. Works. Um.
15 is enough.
Okay.
15 is enough. So you fight off the effects, and you immediately, just for a moment, you felt paralyzed a little bit. Like you couldn't move. But you shook it off, get your senses back in time, just as the tail comes shooting out of the water right at your neck.
It's
12 11 hits. All right, so that is going to miss. That is 6 point. I'm sorry. So you did take 3 points of damage, Vasici, and at Coral, you would have took 1 point of damage. So keep those stats in mind. Urk, it is your turn.
Well, Urk is going to run up and use his longsword to attack the one that's in front of Vasici. For his deed, he's going to try and cut off the tail.
Okay.
Let's see how that goes. Looks like his deed went off and he hits a high AC, so
The deed goes off. That is some nice damage. I'm gonna give it only was a 3 though, so I'm gonna give him a reflex save to try to keep his tail. He does not. I'm gonna make it a 14. So you slice through the top of the tail as it's pulling out of Vasici's shoulder. Rush forward, and the tail just kind of plops and thunks into the ground as the thing begins to thrash, kicking water up everywhere. Anything else?
I think that was it. He moved in attack, so I don't think he can do anything.
All right, Daphne, it is your turn.
So Daphne can get about here. And in real life, I hate thousand leg or centipede type things. these things are disgusting, and I'm going to try to kill these so we can get past these as fast as possible, because this isn't sitting well with me. Let's cast a freezing hand spell here and see what we can do. All right, that'll be a just a success, but it's a success. Some 1d3 points of cold. So it'll be 2 points of cold to that guy in front of the CG.
That is going to be enough to take it down, combined with Urk's cutting its tail off. You see a little crystallization and ice form on the water as this thing, just for a moment, the wounds kind of seal, the blood staunches from the freezing blast, and then it just kind of sinks to the ground and everything is quiet. Vasici, what about you?
I'm gonna actually try to fish the thing out. See if I can salvage his poison glands here.
Okay.
There is still another one.
I would say you probably wouldn't be able to extract any poison in the middle of combat, but you can definitely recover its body.
Okay.
So do you want to move? 'Cause, yeah, I mean, you can just fish its body right out. You want to
Yeah.
fish the tail out, or the head, or the whole thing? Because
Yeah.
it's like 8 to 10 feet. It's pretty heavy. Think of like a big flat python.
But didn't they sever the tail?
Just the
He
tip.
did, yeah. There's a section of the
Yeah.
tail. There's a section of the tail severed off.
That's what I'm trying to fish out
Right.
there for them.
How are you fishing it out?
Probably
Give me a handle poison check
Sure.
for however you're fishing it out, just to make sure you don't accidentally stab yourself
yeah.
as you're bringing this thing out of the water. This isn't to harvest it. This is just to collect it. So give me a handle poison.
There it is. All right. Ooh, might
All
want to
right,
put some
you have
luck on that.
successfully.
Okay.
It gives you a result. I think it's 50-50, actually. I think it's 10 or above. But anyway, it says you have successfully applied the poison. So you have found the tail. And Barclay, it is your turn.
Barclay's going to move up right in front of Daphne behind Urk and kind of put his hand gently on Urk and cast Blessing. And that actually just underground too. Carpessa maybe likes Urk also. So you and say to Urk, nice, go. Maybe you can help Pasternak and kill the other. As he
That was planned.
Right. We are back up to Pasternak. Your turn, Pasternak. You've got one right in front of you.
I'll take another stab at it with my wooden sword. Is that still at -2?
Yeah, it is still under the water. It is thrashing about. But yeah, it's still undercover.
AC 16 for 8 damage.
That is going to be a nice hit. It's not enough to take it and kill it. But yeah, you slice deeply as you're tracing it with your sword. It is thrashing around, and just as the movement begins to die down, you feel the kind of ribs, the sword kind of clink over the ribs of the legs, and you know the thing is there. You swing the sword down, slashing right into its back. Coral, it is your turn.
The thing's not dead, I assume.
It is not. It is still fighting a little bit. The clouds dissipate slowly.
I'll move up and I'm going to try to throw one of my silver hand axes at it. 21.
Even with a -2, that is going to be enough to hit, as your hand axe thunks right into the spot where the
Crit?
splashing is going on. No, it was a 19. If you would have been a warrior, it would have been a crit. But that is enough. Your hand axe thunks in there. You see the handle for a minute stick into something, and it's sticking out of the water before it just kind of falls over and tips. And the legs, the centipede begins to kind of turn up and float upside down. Scorpiopede. The Scorpiopede's fight card. The Scorpiopede is a centipede and scorpion combination with a scorpion-like tail and a centipede-like body and face. It has nerve poison, mandible bite, a racking poison tail sting, increased damage. When it does hit, increased damage, reduced movement, and drops you down to last at initiative. So this monster, his bite and sting are some nasty business.
I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight.
Boy, Matt,
It's
is there a
nasty.
book that has these awesome creatures in it that you're bringing up? Like, I would love to have a book that
There-
has all of these creatures in it.
There is a book. It's called The Dungeon Denizens, and maybe if we're lucky, Elena will post a link into chat if she hears this. But Elena, if you're with us, what kind of dice are we going to roll? Last chance to win. Enter. Enter any emote into the chat. Last chance. We are auctioning off, raffling off, giving away Tales from the Magician's Skull, Episode 7, Sword and Sorcery Stories. Elena, are you there?
Fittingly, we are going to be rolling a D7.
All right. Let's see what we got here. D7. Number 5.
Number 5 is actually Lou.
All right. As long as it's not Dave.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Lou. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I have your address. I will send that your way. And let's get back to it. You might notice that I rolled a D5 and got a 2. Pasternak, where you're standing, you see kind of a thin crevice in the ceiling, right about between, in the same area where the Scorpiopeds were. It's a thin crack. You think you feel a slight breeze coming from it. You're not sure what it is, but it's definitely like a little fissure, a very thin-lined fissure in the cave wall.
Does it look too narrow to crawl up?
For you, yes. Yeah. I mean, if you look at my hands, it's thin.
Okay.
It's about as thick as this tail of the magician's skull.
Well, I'll point it out to the others. There's a breeze coming down here, so not quite sure what that means, but at least the air will be fresher further down.
Say a breeze. I wouldn't even say a breeze, just a hint of air. Not a breeze, just a hint of air coming.
Okay.
What does everybody
means
want to
the
do?
air's
You can feel
further
free to
down.
move about freely.
Urk is concerned there might be more of these things. So he's kind of keeping an eye out, looking to see, are there any more? Looking up at the ceiling.
No, it looks clear.
I'd like to retrieve my hand axe if I can.
Easily found. Lou, you do have some time to extract poison. You're probably going to want to bring this somewhere where you can work on it a little more stably. Otherwise, I'm going to have to probably say reduce die if you want to extract it right here.
I'll try to see what I've got that I can wrap it up in and kind of safely store it for now, and then we'll get to that when we're all around the campfire somewhere. Let's see.
You can cut the head off. You got the tail. both
Yeah.
of them or just the one?
Yeah, I'll take my chance and try to get that other one too.
Yeah, give me another roll poison to the body parts from that one.
You have any gloves?
Who needs gloves?
All right, not a problem, not a problem. You've got 2 heads and 2 tails of a Scorpio Pete. And you do have a sack or something to put them in, you said?
Yeah, I've got this. What was it? Is this leather thing I got like an adventure ago here? Inventory. Yeah,
If
a leather
Yeah,
pouch.
what about all right, Daphne, Barclay, Coral, what are y'all doing?
Let's move ahead.
Yep, I'm going to be moving forward. My horse, who you might need a minute for, is also moving forward.
Is
Is
Trex
yeah, I was just gonna ask the same thing.
How the seam that was running along the ceiling, how long is it? Like, does
It's
it go across the whole
probably
ceiling?
around yeah, it goes across the whole ceiling and begins to kind of come down the sides a little bit. But then it kind of thins out and disappears.
Is it a straight line?
No, it's not a straight line. It's jagged.
Yeah, good.
But does it look like as Barkley comes up, he's kind of looking at it, wondering if he can evaluate, can centipedes come through that crack? Could they have come down through that crack?
Centipedes are big. Give me an intelligence check. I would say you probably don't know the anatomy or capabilities of a Scorpio Pete. But if you get a 20, anything can happen.
Let's see, intelligence. No, 14.
Yeah, you just haven't dealt with these creatures or studied them in any kind of way. The devotion that you did take, you've been on the road since then, so you haven't really been devoting any time to studies or anything like that. Anybody else?
Has anybody seen the kid? Hey, Trexian!
I thought Trexting was coming with us.
He does come to the cave mouth just as you called down. And he's like, "Yeah, I'm coming. What's up?"
Just want to make sure you were still with us.
We kill
Like that.
centipedes.
He is with. I forgot to bring his token over, but he is still with you.
Do you know what's down this
He
tunnel?
was not. That leads to the main lair, I guess. It leads to Andrew's house. I've never been down there. Only a few people get to go down there.
Come with us then. Let's see what's down there.
I am coming. I have to get the potion.
I was
Sorry, I
thinking for a sec,
missed
maybe
whatever this is. What happened? No. He's here. He just I forgot to bring his token over. I'm sorry. He would not have been part of the combat anyway. He came up. He was messing around with the bodies. Dropped them off. Combat happened. Couple minutes. He comes up. What's going on? Oh, the Scorpio Pedes. I warned you. Everybody continuing on.
you guys want to ask him about the crack since he knows about the Scorpiopeds? Urk wouldn't think of that.
Wouldn't hurt.
Yeah, do you know what's going on with this crack in the ceiling here?
Looks like a cave wall. Not a dwarf. I have no clue.
Fair
I've
enough.
never been down this tunnel before.
We keep trudging along and keep our eyes out for more critters.
All right, everybody moving on.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Urk says,
Don't get so far ahead. If there's trouble, I have to be there to help you.
Barclay offers
forgot.
to Vasici to carry the torch so you got both hands free, since you look like you're struggling there with the sling.
All right.
Well, plus the horses.
You see laid out in front of you. I need to grab your tokens, but I'm coming. I'm coming. You see laid out in front of you two kind of like docks on the side, and several dead bodies floating in the water. It gets deeper right here, and the rocks seem to have been formed, not man-made, but shaped or built to resemble the jagged teeth of a demon skull or something like that. There is a ladder here on the side, and Rexon tells you to head over to the left side of the wall. That's where it's shallow. You walk along the bank and walk along the wall. He warns you that the water in the center is much deeper, and you have to be careful going forward. Because there's been all kinds of nasty things every once in a while, snakes, scorpiopedes. Who knows?
The map is all dark for
I've
all
heard
of us
stories.
right now.
Yeah, I'm not seeing.
I guess I did not have it cleared off then. Oh, sorry about that. It was going to be an exciting reveal. That's why. All right.
Very cool.
Ooh, Skullface.
Ooh.
So yeah, you can see also several dead bodies along the dock work there. There is no light in here, despite it being lit on the map. All the light has since extinguished. Can you guys see it now?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Your tokens should be on the bottom left-hand corner, right where the dock is. So that's the way he led you. And so you had to wade through the water about 50 yards. It was pretty shallow, but you could see, one step to the right was a deep drop off. And if you would have not been on that path, you would have probably plunged in. Now, all these guards are dead as well.
This
Uh,
same kind of wound.
I was gonna say, even down here, they're wounded by soldier precise
Wounds
hits.
look very clean. They look to be made by martial weapons.
So the soldiers got past the scorpipedes.
Mm.
Unless there's another way in.
You're assuming the scorpiopedes were there then.
Oh, maybe we should have Vasici look for traps. That seems a right place for traps.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Awesome.
So what is it? D5.
Yeah, search for traps. What did you get, Vasici?
Number 3 there.
3, you do not find any traps.
It looks clear.
Okay.
Who's going first?
I'll go in.
All right, lead the way, Irk.
Sure. Here we go.
You guys can see some. You guys can see some barrels as you're advancing forward, and we have one torch, and Barclay is holding that. Barclay, where are you going in the marching order? What is the marching order? Irk is first. Who's next?
Well, there's also a
That's
mule with a
fine.
lantern.
Thank you, Helen. I will bring the meal over. Pasternak, you said you were next?
Oh yeah. Yeah, next up. This
All right, who's third?
I'll go.
All right, fourth.
Barclay can go with the torch so that some of the light is visible up towards the
All
front.
right. Basichi, are you going in front of Urk scouting, or are you going at the back there?
I think I got all these hit points now that I'm 4th level, so yeah, I'll go up there with Urk. I'll be just a little bit ahead of him.
What did you roll on your hit points this round?
So I rolled a 4, but I'm -1 with stamina, so I got a 3 bonus there, so I'm at 16 whopping hit points.
Not too bad. Sirius, give me a agility check.
Agility check. All right. Just for me, or do you want to see one from my horse too?
No, this is for the horse. Yeah.
Oh, this is for the horse. All right, here we go. How's
I'm
that?
reading my mind, Cirrus. That is good enough to get all 7 of your horses through this little deep patch. Are you bringing up the rear then?
Yep.
All right. Urk, as you lead the way, it looks like it goes under the skull's cheekbone.
Okay.
You can see this section of the rock is definitely man-made, crafted to look this way. Somebody went to great lengths to practice this, though. Out of these bodies, they're not all human. Kind of the display is there's dwarves, there's elves, there's halflings. All these guys in here have the tattoos on them.
All right. Well, Urk will go in and enter into the skull there. I guess he's entering.
All right, keep going, keep going. For a moment, you see a splash as something thrashes in the water.
He looks at it just long enough to determine whether or not it's a threat. And if not, he keeps going.
It's gone before you can even determine that. Yeah, just some splashing. There's definitely something in there.
Okay.
Before we
Maybe just a fish.
Before we go through the skull thing, I want to take another look for traps here.
Hey, give me another D5 roll. And you're like, Urk, wait.
Got a 3 again.
You do not find any traps. You let Urk go through, or do you go through?
I'll go through.
Okay. As you step through, boards underneath your feet immediately kind of scatter underneath your footstep. As they kind of turn in, they're just set there loose. They're set to break away. And you can see now, as you're falling, plunging into the cold water, 2 little dots that you just so small painted on there to mark them, but you miss seeing them. You got a 10 on your find traps roll, Basichi. And I just discovered the problem with my system is that I don't know the roll to be able to spend luck. I guess you wouldn't anyway. That's why it's secret. Anyway, you plunge into the water as 3 of the boards just break out from underneath your feet.
Does Urk have a chance to grab him as he's falling? Like grab his back or?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
No, absolutely not. So Basichi, you're gonna take good good E6 of damage as you fall into the 6 points, Basichi, as you're hit by nails and several little nails jutting out. You know, the wood is scrapes right up against your chin, all bloody and bleeding, and you plunge into the water. And you go down. Your feet, there's nothing underneath you. It's cold. You break the water. Urk, you see a splashing kind kind of in the center of the forehead of the skull, right here. And it's not quite as big as it was before, but there's definitely something moving right there. Now you can do something, Urk.
All right, so Urk
Vasici's
says,
about 3 feet below you.
So Urk says,
4 feet.
there, big fish or something in water. Come out. Kind of just like lies down, puts his arm down to try and grab Vasici and help him out.
Vasicic, what are you doing?
So is the distance such that I could grab Urk's hand?
Yeah, movement. Your action would be to grab the hand and try and yank yourself out really quick.
Yeah, like
is
you
that
can
what you want to do?
your legs and he'll try to pull you with his strength.
Yeah. I'll try to
Give me
grab
a
a
luck
hold.
check, Vasicic. Actually, give me an agility check first. Okay, never mind. Give me an agility check for the grab and pull. Fairly easy. All right. I had something for you too. Oh, it didn't work. Okay. Anyway, you get pulled out, and Urk, you see the flash of scales just briefly, and a big tooth, a big kind of a set of 3 or 4 jagged teeth, just barely miss Vasici's cap as something breaks the surface of the water and then dives right back underneath.
That close one.
Vasicic, Barclay, everybody can see that Vasicic is kind of bloody all over his neck.
Barclay is gonna try and work his way up to see if he can offer Vasici. Do you need some healing? You look pretty beat up there.
It seems that I'm always in this condition. If Carpessa will endow me with some healing, that would be great. And you, my
let's see,
friend, I know you greatly, eh? Pointing to Urk.
you know, underground. I don't always, can't always reach her. Let's see. Let's see if I can get to the right page. I think yes. I think
Yeah.
I can connect with her.
But now,
It's that ritual you went under, Barclay.
Yeah, it seems to
Renewed.
got
so
a new
Matt, I don't
connection.
know if you saw my note the last time we were playing, but I did type into the chat that if it would be allowed, I would think that at this point, having experienced death several times and having Carpessa's good graces saved him several times, that my alignment might be shifting. I used to be chaotic. I'm wondering if at this point I'd be neutral or not.
I would, yeah, I'll say you're neutral, and you and Barclay might meet in the middle because Barclay's made some questionable calls, but it looks like he's returned to his faith. You guys both might be neutral, but it looks like Barclay has returned to his faith. There was a lot of possible shifts, but yeah, you can change to neutral.
Okay.
You have begun to see light. You've seen many miracles. You've been saved several times. And you are healed again.
So Vasici, if you'd like to join the flock and become one of Carpessa's following, we should talk some more.
I highly recommend Carpessa. The best.
Yes. You must tell me of Carpessa's mysteries, and we will talk upon our next meal, perhaps.
Yes. I'll tell you all about her.
Lou, you can see that these 2 boards were marked with a small dot of paint,
Yeah. I'll
signifying.
explain that to everybody and tell them to be on the lookout.
Maybe press board before stepping.
Yes, maybe.
Urk's way of saying take
Right.
out your 10-foot pole and prod each step.
Everybody's got my 10-foot pole, but we could probably do the same with with something here. What do I got? I think the longest thing I own now is the
Berkshire
bow
hand.
and arrow, I think.
Matt, if there's drawings, is anything close? If there's like little lanterns and torch things along the way, Barclay would light them up as we're going, so that if there are places to light up the pathway as he goes, leave light behind.
There are, but they are all out of oil.
Ah,
It looks like all the oil's been burned down.
okay.
Yeah, feel free to advance on. The next area opens up. You can see over on the right-hand side, the eastern side, that it kind of thins out a little bit. The water's not quite as dark. And just barely in the field of your vision, it looks like there's some kind of grating system over there. And you can kind of see another grating up in the northwest. It looks like there's a cavern to the west right here that kind of goes inset. And it looks like the area kind of continues to the north a little bit as well.
Is there actually a sword and a stone in the middle?
No, there are not. There are not swords in the stone. That's just for a thematic effect.
All right.
The
I was wondering if anybody's going to see that.
what about? It looks like there's a gap here. Is there a gap from where we're at to the next set of planks?
No, it's just hidden by the kind of horn outcropping.
Okay.
Before we proceed on, Barclay is gonna cast Detect Evil. He's got a bad feeling about this area we're moving into. That's an 18. So extends straight out 5 feet wide and 60 feet or more ahead. Detects emanations of evils with a ray that extends. So I guess he's rounding the bend, trying to illuminate anything that may be ahead of us. So he seems like this area is dangerous, and also kind of flashing out towards this gated area that see what's around.
And I'm pretty sure this even detects traps, right? Subtle dangers, so I think that would be included. You see a glow over here on this other bridge. A couple of words are glowing faintly. Okay. And then you see a large circular glow almost underneath where this body is floating. And just to give you an idea of the size of the glow, I'm going to draw a circle there to represent it. It, of course, will be glowing. So kind of like about that size.
Yowza.
Barclay will call out and say, "There's something in the water. Be careful."
Yes, said that already. And Vesicino.
All right, Vasici, are you moving on?
Urk will move on. Does he know about the thing on the next bridge, or is he just going to walk into it?
I have not heard Barclay tell anybody.
I was more warning about the thing in the water, but because that seemed more immediate. But as he's moves up closer, he says, "And if you get to that bridge, whoa, Urk, slow down. Watch that bridge up ahead."
Okay, I
All right,
don't think it's moving.
how long does that last, Barclay?
6 turns.
All right, you do not see anything, and it's detect evil.
Detect
You do
evil,
not see
yeah.
anything evil radiating in here. This looks like a storeroom. There are several cannons. There's like a ship's mast, several building blocks, some cannonballs. All kinds of supplies in here. Some turned over boats, barrels of rum, barrels of mead, boxes of wheat. There's even a piano in here, and a desk with some coins on it. This looks like where the regular stores were kept.
This where potion bottles go?
Those cannons are making some nice decor for the tower.
The soldier, the bandits or what have you, the people, they're laying here dead, slayed by the soldiers, just the same as the others. Is our assumptions?
That is correct. Every body that you have come across so far has been slain.
All right. I want to drag this closest one over to the edge and roll him down into the water here.
That also means that the king's soldiers got in here, killed everybody, and didn't step on the loose planks and didn't fall in the water and deal with this monster.
As soon as you toss his body in there, as soon as the splash hits, there's a kind of movement real quick. You see a definite kind of swooshing in the water. And then a huge section of the water underneath the body just presses. Almost as like if somebody took a bowl full and scooped it. This is what this semicircular hole looks like. And the body is immediately just sucked down. And then water goes back and splashes up into a big spout that gouts up into this, hits the ceiling, like 15, 20 feet in the air. So imagine if like somebody plunged in and the water just kind of so it was like a suction almost underneath, and the body's gone instantly.
Would I have any knowledge of like the cannons and how those work and black powder and all this stuff?
Are you have any kind of sailing background?
No, just a newer thing.
You might have heard of them, but yeah, you probably don't know how to function them unless you've been a soldier, a mercenary, some kind of sailor, maybe some metal worker, blacksmith might know.
Would I know that the gunpowder is explosive?
As a jeweler, probably not. I don't think so. You tell me. Have you ever used explosives in jewelry?
I would highly doubt it.
You got to convince me. If you can relate it to your occupation or yourself somehow, we can make a roll for it. But yeah, so you guys found another cache. Continuing on, or are you gonna admire your loot?
Anybody check out the table and the books to see if anything's written on it?
Yeah, I'll go forward. Have a look.
As you go look at that, Barclay is gonna move up to where Urk is and say, look, you see there on the bridge, and try and point to whatever the glowing thing that Barclay is seeing. Like this bridge is something trapped.
Hey, Pasternak, looking at the sack right there, there's coins strewn on the ground. But there's about 32 copper pieces, 32 silver pieces, 27 gold pieces. Whoever was here didn't even have time. This kind of gives you the idea that things happened extremely fast. They didn't even have time to take the money. They probably heard a noise, what's going on, came to investigate, and the battle was upon them, just like that. With that kind of speed and efficiency, almost an efficiency in your estimation. I mean, you would grab the gold, of course. The logbook is just that. It appears to be a logbook of all the inventory that's been taken in, its value, payments, cuts for employees, stuff like that.
That'll be useful to keep hold of.
And again, the
Andrew
people
might not have.
didn't take the money either, right?
Mm.
People who killed them, the money was right there on the floor, right? They didn't take it.
I'll gather the money, but the logbook may tell us who some of Andrew's
Trexon
acquaintances
may
are.
not want you taking the money. Technically,
Can I
it's
bring
his, right?
Trexon? And bring Trexon. Trexon is he's right behind you guys as well.
Pointing out he might not like
Trexon.
his stuff and his money, right?
I mean, he looks at Pasternak and he's like, "Why am I not surprised?" Yeah.
Rights of salvage.
Just here to loot. Just here to loot my home. Let's go.
Well,
Put
it
back,
wasn't your money either.
not yours.
Earl takes a moment to pick out an old Elven tune on the piano. Blinks at it for a minute. Haven't seen one of these in a long time.
Piano is terribly off key. You guys advance on.
Is the water here flowing in any direction, or is it just stagnant?
It is flowing very, very gently. Not a big flow at all. It is flowing north to south.
From north to south. And from where Barkley is, can he see what's north? Is it just go anywhere?
Yes,
Or?
yes, you can. Yes, you can. So you can
Oh,
see through the
okay.
passage, and the water appears to go into like a grotto type area, and it looks very deep and very dark there. But you can also see just within your torchlight there, a set of stairs, some more bodies, and what looks to be like some kind of structure.
But there's no path from where I'm at to the other side. There's only the bridge going across. I can just see it. I just can't walk to it. Is that right?
Correct. Not without going through the water.
Okay. And from where I'm at now, do I see like what the danger was? Like, is there another trap on this bridge that would detect evil?
There are three boards with a small dot painted on them, a small red dot.
All right, then Barclay will point them out to Urk and say, "Look, Urk, those dots. That's what Vasici fell through. So be careful. You see those?"
Is this a doorway over here?
It is. It does look like some kind of passage with some kind of portcullis having been dropped down. Now that you're getting closer, you can see the bars of the portcullis. They're not made out of iron. They were made out of kind of thick wood. They're shattered and broken.
All right. Well, Urk will go across the bridge, not stepping on the boards that Barkley pointed out. Head over here, and then go check out the door.
Barclay will go along with Urk, looking for evil things as we're moving into this area.
No step on those boards.
Yeah, he rushes across the bridge, hopping over at least 6 or 7 steps.
So Urk goes to check out this door and see if he can see anything beyond the broken bars.
You can see that it enters into another area, and there are a pile of dead bodies here. And it looks like they tried to make some kind of fortifying stance, defensive stance right here. And several bodies. Very bloody battle.
And still no sign of any of the enemies. Any of the people who attacked.
There's no sign of any enemy. Give me a luck check.
Okay.
out of the back of one of the bandits, there is a very fine steel dagger. It looks to be of master quality. It is perfectly balanced. It doesn't bear any insignia or anything, but it is. I mean, it's master quality. It's come from some place or someone with the funds to have to or purchase such a weapon. And it also looks to be made out of mithril.
Urk will take it and then show it to Trexen and ask if Trexen knows what it is or where it's from. Like, who would be using a weapon like that?
It looks like a dagger. Oh, I'm not a weaponsmith. I imagine it came from the soldiers. Urk, you're human. When you pick up the dagger and hold it out, suddenly your vision is expanded, and this freaks you out because you've never experienced, this on yourself, and all of a sudden your vision it's almost as if like just telescopically you can see a deep distance into the darkness now. You can see all the way back to the where you came in. You can see into the rest of this room in front of you. It's you see it in kind of grayscale, but you also see kind of a reddish. Well, actually, no, that's cold blooded. You would not see that in the water. But yeah, all of a sudden you've gained infravision.
Wow. If that actually happened when he pulled it out, he'd forget to ask Trexen. He'd be like, what?
So your vision is opened up, and you can see, and actually looking at the torch is very bright and kind of hurts your eyes. But you have 120 feet of infravision when you're holding the dagger.
So I think Urk is, even though he's not very bright, I think he is smart enough to realize that this happened because of the dagger. So he's going to see what happens if he puts it down.
The
Presumably
vision
it
goes
away.
away, and you are plunged into darkness.
So he will pick it up again, and he's going to hold onto it. If he puts it like in a sheath at his side, its effects aren't there, right?
No, they are not.
He's just going to hold on to it for a moment. I guess in his left hand sword, he has his right.
Okay. As you guys enter this room, you can see that they tried to put up a very big defensive stance in this area right here. There are some more crates of supplies. There's also kind of a portcullis, but this time it is an iron gate at a swinging door, so like a cross section door. You can see that the lock is broken, and it swings easily open beneath your touch. And it reveals a huge deck of what seems to be like a banked ship almost, but a ship out of water. You're not sure if somebody built this to look like a ship or it actually is a ship. But yeah, there are several dead bodies laying around. And as you come around the corner, he says, Rexon points to a figure that is on the stairs. And he says, there, that's Humlin. And that is where we are going to end for this evening. Yeah, so all these bodies are dead. I'm going to move Trexon up here, assuming you guys eventually come around the corner.
Just really quickly, since Vasici finally came up, Urk is going to give him the dagger because he doesn't really use a dagger. And he says, smart man, you sneak ahead lots. Might like how this dagger works.
This is a fine weapon. Appreciate it. It's no tiger's paw, no.
Sichi, this dagger in the hands of a thief, 120 feet of infravision, very, very nice. And you can feel it almost kind of humming in your hand. I mean, it's extreme, exceptional quality.
Had a feeling.
I'm going to tell you. Yeah, I'm going to tell you now, Visici, because you're eventually possibly going to use it. It is magical. It is +2. So it'll be +2 to hit and damage and gives 120 feet of information. You guys come around the corner. There are dead bodies everywhere. And you see Humlin on the stairs. And that is, friends, is where we're going to end for the season. Thank you for watching the Reaver Express. We will be back on October 20th in 2 weeks. Tune in for another great episode. We'll be giving away another freebie, and we hope you enjoy the show. Anybody got anything? You're going to be at MeepaCon, Cirrus. Lou, you just finished up your Kickstarter. Anybody got anything else going on?
I'll be at Gamehole Con here in another 2 weeks.
All right. I will be at Longview Long Con in November. But otherwise, we'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Thanks, everybody.